Hello, everybody. I'm back. Now, the first installment of the pre-recorded talked about Zoom bombing and the issues with Zoom. Now, that said, it happens with all of the platforms when they're published publicly. What we're going to do today, or this time, is we're going to go through, and this video is about 13 minutes and 37 seconds long. And what I'm going to do, it tells about all the different types of hackers. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 types of hackers. Everything from white hat to something called a cracker. And with each one, I'm going to stop at ones that I deem that I know are very important with respect to security and with the virtual meetings especially, and maybe give a little bit of side speak on it. But what I want you to do is listen to the types of hackers that are out there, because that's the folks that are getting into Zoom meetings in ways that we don't normally do. That's the ones that will be doing the most harm, either for you or for the owner of their Zoom room. If it's posted there's some. If it's posted publicly, these are the ones that are getting in, and they're getting in by piggybacking and hijacking and that kind of thing. And when they do that, they also get what they need to get into your computer. So without further ado, let me get the screen share here. You can see the different types. I'll go full screen this time, unlike the other time, so you can see everything's going on. Get this out of the way. And like I said, there's white hat, gray hat, red hat, black hat, script kiddies, hacktivists, nation state, whistleblowers, cyber terrorists, gaming, cryptojackers, social engineers, phishers, spammers, and crackers. And the good ones, the ones that are more good than bad, would be the white hat. Whistleblowers can go both ways. But you'll hear and hear a lot of interesting little things about each one, and it gives insight into what you need to know when it comes to that. Because with each one, I'm going to kind of give a little bit of input that for some specific ones as to why that's important to know that. Here we go.
White hat hackers. While often portrayed as digital vigilantes, white hat hackers are the ethical guardians of our digital world. By employing their hacking prowess for good, they expose vulnerabilities, strengthen defenses, and ultimately protect our data and privacy. By partnering with these ethical security experts, businesses and organizations can ensure their systems are resilient against malicious attacks, fostering a safer and more secure online landscape for everyone. Gray hat hackers operate in the murky middle ground between ethical white hats and malicious black hats. They exploit vulnerabilities without permission, often to expose them publicly. But unlike black hats, they aim to raise awareness and potentially offer solutions, sometimes for a fee. While their intentions might lean good, their methods are legally and ethically questionable, blurring the lines between security research and vigilantism. Ultimately, their actions can benefit security, but come with the risk of unintended harm and legal repercussions. Red hat hackers, often called hacktivists or vigilante hackers, operate outside the law to fight against malicious actors and promote their own sense of justice. They target cybercriminals and organizations they deem unethical, using aggressive tactics like launching counterattacks and exposing sensitive information. While motivated by a desire for a safer and more just digital world, their methods raise legal and ethical concerns, blurring the lines between activism and illegality. Black hat hackers, the nefarious counterparts to the white hat ethical hackers, operate with malicious intent, violating laws and ethical boundaries for personal gain, vengeance, or simply chaos. They exploit security vulnerabilities to steal data, deploy malware, disrupt systems, or even hold them hostage for ransom. Think of them as the digital bandits of our time, lurking in the shadows of the internet, their actions causing financial losses, privacy breaches, and widespread disruption. While their technical skills are undeniable, their motives are purely destructive, making them a major threat to individuals, organizations, and even entire nations. Script kiddies, also known as skitties, are individuals with limited technical knowledge who rely on readily available tools like pre-written scripts and software to attack computer systems. Unlike skilled hackers who develop their own tools and possess a deeper understanding of cybersecurity, script kiddies lack the expertise to fully comprehend the scripts they use or the potential consequences of their actions. Often characterized as immature actors, they exploit known vulnerabilities, causing potential harm without appreciating the gravity of their attempts. Hacktivists.
I wanted to stop for a minute on the script kiddies. That's the ones that are Zoom bombers, oftentimes, because they are there just to cause chaos and really don't understand the consequences, and they're doing it for fun. And you see all sorts of videos where people are caught doing that kind of stuff and running into that problem. With virtual meetings that are posted publicly, you're going to see a lot of script kiddies.
Hacktivists are individuals who use their hacking skills for political or social activism, often engaging in forms of digital civil disobedience. They employ various techniques from website defacement and data leaks to denial of service attacks, aiming to raise awareness about a cause, challenge authorities, or advocate for change. While their intentions may align with promoting justice or freedom, their methods can be controversial, causing collateral damage and raising legal and ethical concerns. Nation-state hackers, individuals or groups working for a government to conduct cyber attacks. These attacks aim to achieve national interests, from espionage and stealing intellectual property to disrupting infrastructure and spreading disinformation. Often highly skilled and well-funded, they pose a significant threat due to their potential to cause widespread damage and operate with a degree of impunity due to their state backing. Their actions raise complex issues of international law and cyber warfare, highlighting the growing importance of cybersecurity in today's interconnected world. Whistleblowers. Whistleblowers expose wrongdoings like fraud, safety hazards, or unethical practices, often at personal risk, to spark positive change and protect the public interest. Protected by laws in many countries, they play a crucial role in holding organizations accountable. Conversely, malicious insiders exploit their access for personal gain or to harm the organization. Driven by revenge, ideology, or financial motives, they steal data, sabotage systems, or leak sensitive information, causing financial losses, reputational damage, and sometimes even physical harm. Both whistleblowers and malicious insiders highlight the importance of robust internal reporting mechanisms, clear ethical guidelines, and effective security measures to navigate this complex space. Cyber terrorists. Individuals or groups who use the internet to launch attacks aimed at causing violence, disruption, or fear. These attacks can target critical infrastructure like power grids or financial systems, aiming to cause widespread chaos and intimidate governments or populations. Utilizing the anonymity and potential for significant damage offered by the digital world, cyber terrorists seek to advance their political or ideological agendas through malicious acts in cyberspace. Gaming hackers. Individuals who exploit vulnerabilities in video games, often through software or modified code, to gain an unfair advantage over other players. This can take various forms, from seeing through walls, wall hacks, to having unlimited ammunition or health. Their motivations range from gaining personal satisfaction and bragging rights to disrupting the game for others, or even profiting by selling their hacking tools. However, it's important to remember that using such hacks not only goes against the spirit of fair competition, but often violates game terms of service, risking account bans and legal repercussions. Cryptojackers.
I want to stop there. I mean, you're talking about the gaming hackers. The gaming hackers, in part, are also the ones you're going to find doing video hacking. They do it to get information, to do things. They create special tools. They're the ones that know the script and the code and how to put it in to get access to meetings that have been posted publicly. Even with the meeting things, they're really good at that. So beware of that.
Cryptojackers are cybercriminals who hijack other people's devices, such as computers or smartphones, to secretly mine cryptocurrency for their own profit. They achieve this by deploying malicious scripts or malware that utilize the victim's processing power without their knowledge or consent. This drains the device's resources, leading to slower performance, increased battery consumption, and even potential hardware damage. Cryptojacking is particularly appealing to criminals, as it allows them to gain crypto wealth without the hefty costs of purchasing specialized mining equipment and electricity. Botmasters.
I'm going to stop there again. Now, the gaming ones and the crypto miners, they play hand in hand. And when you have phone in to the meeting using the room number and the password, crypto miners may actually have easier access, because a lot of times phones are not, I repeat, are not encrypted. If you check in the corner when you're at a meeting and you see in security and you check it, it will show you that there are ones that are not encrypted. They are a doorway for almost all the hackers, but especially for the crypto hackers, and especially for the game masters, because that's their doorway in, and it gets them in a way that allows them to pass some things they wouldn't normally get through.
Or bot herders, the masterminds behind botnets, networks of compromised computers, also known as zombies. These individuals use malicious software to infect unsuspecting devices, allowing remote control. Botmasters then leverage this control to unleash various attacks, such as DDoS attacks, overwhelming websites and online services by flooding them with bot traffic, spam campaigns, sending unsolicited emails for phishing attempts, or advertising malicious products. Data theft, stealing sensitive information like passwords or financial data from compromised devices. Botmasters operate in the shadows, exploiting vulnerabilities for personal gain or malicious purposes, making them a significant threat to online security and stability. Social engineers, in the context of hacking, are individuals who exploit human psychology rather than technical vulnerabilities. They employ manipulation and deception tactics to gain victims' trust and trick them into revealing sensitive information like passwords, bank details, or granting access to systems. They might pose as tech support, authority figures, or even friends, preying on emotions like urgency, fear, or curiosity. Social engineers are particularly dangerous because they target the human element, making them effective against otherwise secure systems and highlighting the importance of user awareness in cybersecurity. Phishers.
The last one before phishers here, that the social engineers, those are the ones that are going to work on getting your trust and getting you to give them money, often from other countries. And you may have experienced this where they do that kind of thing. But the key there is to understand that they seem like good people, but they're out there for that purpose of exploiting. Once they've gotten any of that information, they will exploit, even if you have stopped trusting them. And if that has happened to you, you need to immediately change all access information. You might even have to change bank accounts by closing out the ones that they've had access to. And that can be a rather expensive endeavor. But there are people that have been taken for thousands and thousands of dollars because they play on feelings. That's especially true for those that are addicts or that have been lonely for a long time. The elderly are big targets of that. The individuals that are trying to get recovery are big targets of that. So be fully aware.
Phishers are digital anglers, casting deceptive messages to reel in sensitive information. They pose as trusted entities like banks, employers, or even friends, using urgency, fear, or fake rewards to bait their victims. Once hooked, victims click malicious links, divulge personal details, or download malware, ultimately handing over their data or access to the fisher's waiting net. So beware the seemingly harmless email or text. A moment's vigilance can save you from a world of digital woe. Spammers. Spammers are the unsolicited junk mail of the digital age, bombarding you with unwanted messages across email, texts, and social media. Their motives vary, from hawking dubious products to spreading malware or tricking you into clicking harmful links. Regardless of their aim, they clog your inbox, waste your time, and pose potential security risks. So, treat spam like actual junk. Delete it promptly and never engage, protecting your digital space from their intrusive clutter. Crackers. Crackers, in the realm of cybersecurity, are like malicious burglars breaking into digital spaces. Unlike hackers who explore and manipulate systems for knowledge or security improvement, crackers have malicious intent. They exploit vulnerabilities to steal data, disrupt operations, or wreak havoc. Think credit card thefts, ransomware attacks, or website defacements. These are often cracker handiwork. While some might possess technical skills, many rely on readily available tools, earning them the derogatory label script kiddies. Be wary of their malicious activities, and remember, ethical hackers stand firmly against them, building strong defenses to keep our digital world safe.
Okay, now there you go. You have another one. The crackers are ones that they are basically an area tied closer to the script kiddies, and they are malicious. They do get into meetings and they do get information.
Day exploit specialists. The digital equivalent of safe crackers, but instead of physical locks, they specialize in exploiting newly discovered software vulnerabilities before anyone knows they exist. These zero-day vulnerabilities are like hidden backdoors in digital systems, and specialists have the expertise to unlock them, sometimes for good, helping software developers patch the holes, and sometimes for bad, launching cyber attacks. Their skills are highly sought after, both by ethical security firms and malicious actors, making them key players in the ongoing cybersecurity arms race. While their work can be controversial, their knowledge is crucial for understanding and mitigating the ever-evolving threat landscape. Advanced persistent threat.
Now, I want to point out on that one that they are significant. Zero-day exploit specialists are very good if they're helping to seal up holes, but they can be bad in that they open up a doorway for others. They may be tied to the other types of hackers, but they'll sell their skills to get the information that's on your devices. And like I say, keep in mind, if your phone starts weakening, if the battery drains quicker, it's very likely that a hacker has gotten in there. Because that's what they do with the one that you heard earlier, where they're looking for they do the crypto, because they're using your phone and your energy while you're not even there. And in the first part of it, we talked a lot about the fact that being able to put that script in there, they can set it up so they can access your computer. And that's one of the keys. They want to put a server or some sort of malicious malware that gives them direct access to your computer. And that's the key to any of the negatives of these, but there are a lot of them that are really good and helpful.
Threat, APT.
Find out how a small group of regular people
Sorry for the commercial.
TikTok or any of those other apps built to
Imagine a cunning burglar who meticulously studies your home, exploits a hidden weakness, and stays undetected for months, stealing valuables piece by piece. That's the essence of an advanced persistent threat, APT. These are sophisticated cyber attacks, often backed by nation-states, that target high-value organizations like governments, businesses, or critical infrastructure. They use a blend of social engineering, malware, and zero-day exploits to gain access, often targeting specific individuals within the organization. Once in, they move stealthily, stealing sensitive data, disrupting operations, or even causing physical damage. Unlike smash and grab attacks, APTs operate in the shadows for extended periods, making them incredibly difficult to detect and even harder to stop. They pose a major threat to our digital security and require constant vigilance and advanced security measures to combat. Black markets. Black markets for hackers aren't your typical shady alleyways. They exist on the hidden corners of the internet, accessible through specialized software and anonymizing networks. Here, hackers, not unlike digital smugglers, trade illegal goods and services. Stolen data like credit card numbers or personal information finds buyers, malware tools are exchanged, and hacking expertise is even hired out. These markets are complex and diverse, with some specializing in specific tools or data types. While some hackers operate solo, others form organized groups with intricate divisions of labor. The motives vary, from financial gain to state-sponsored espionage. Regardless of the reason, these black markets fuel cybercrime, posing a significant threat to individuals, businesses, and even national security. Law enforcement agencies are constantly working to shut them down, but the fight is ongoing, highlighting the need for robust cybersecurity measures and increased awareness of these hidden online underworlds.
That one I want to point out because if you recall, in the first one they talked about how computers were compromised. There were accounts of Zoom and other companies, and it still happens, that are being sold on the black market on the dark web. So that particular brand is a dark web, a fully dark web organized situation, and can be very dangerous for those in meetings. While it says mostly that they're looking to do one thing, there are ones that are targeting the structure of video platforms, where they can not only get sensitive information from corporations, but sensitive information from you. And some of the stuff sold can cause damage to your phone.
Developers, the dark architects of the digital world, crafting malicious software like viruses, ransomware, and spyware. Their motivations vary, ranging from financial gain, stealing data for ransom or selling it on black markets, to ideological agendas, disrupting systems or spreading propaganda. Skilled in programming and exploiting vulnerabilities, they constantly innovate, developing new tools that evade detection and bypass security measures. Think of them as the mad scientists of the online world, experimenting with code to create ever more sophisticated threats. Their work fuels cybercrime, causing financial losses, data breaches, and privacy invasions. While some operate as lone wolves, others collaborate in underground communities, sharing expertise and tools. Combating them requires a multi-pronged approach: law enforcement to track down perpetrators, security researchers to develop defenses, and individuals to practice safe online habits. Remember, vigilance is key. By understanding their tactics, we can protect ourselves from their malicious creations. Blue hat hackers. Blue hat hackers are ethical security professionals, sometimes called penetration testers, who work outside an organization to find and report vulnerabilities in their systems before malicious actors can exploit them. Like white hat hackers, they use their hacking skills for good. But unlike white hats who might be internal employees, blue hats are typically hired externally for a specific scope of work. This independent perspective helps companies identify weaknesses and improve their overall cybersecurity posture. State-sponsored hackers. Individuals or groups backed by governments to conduct cyber attacks that advance the nation's political, economic, or military goals. Unlike regular hackers motivated by personal gain, state-sponsored actors often target critical infrastructure, steal sensitive data, or disrupt operations of opposing countries or organizations. These sophisticated cyber operations, often referred to as advanced persistent threats, APTs, frequently utilize novel attack methods and pose a significant threat to global security. Hacktivist collectives are groups of individuals who use cyber attacks to promote their causes, typically focusing on social or political issues. Operating with varying levels of organization and anonymity, they employ tactics like website defacing, data leaks, and DDoS attacks to raise awareness, protest perceived injustices, or even disrupt operations. While their methods often raise ethical and legal concerns, these collectives represent a unique form of digital activism, aiming to bring attention and influence change. White hat hackers, while often
Now, to explain that, I want you to understand that I shared it for a reason. A lot of people say, well, you can't get into an Apple device. That's a false number because there are quite a few hackers that are actually from China and other state actors. iPhones, iPads, and the Apple products are primarily made in China. One of the things to keep in mind is that security first, and the reason that it's good not to have your meetings, if you're going to do a meeting, posted publicly, is because every one of these different types of hackers is looking for a way that you may be part of a big company, and be going to a meeting that has nothing to do with that. But if they've got your name, they will go into other areas to try to get information to either blackmail you or to get some leverage and access to your computer, phone, or other device in order to get into the company or the organization they're trying to get into. So not all of these actors are necessarily looking to tear apart one thing without being aware of the other. So now that you've heard more about the hacker side of it, realize that awareness is important with respect to meetings, with respect to what you do online. Emails that look suspicious, most of the time you can delete them. But the one thing I want to really emphasize, like I did on the other one, is to have the ability have security on your phone. One of the later more advanced things, I'll teach you or I'll show you some things that I know help protect. But the primary thing is firewall, in active security, and malware protection are vital, and they need to be set up in a way that you can scan everything. Most do that. If you get one that can be done from outside your computer, that's even better, because then what will happen is they will actually catch the server if you've actually gotten a server put on there. If it's on your computer, it may not catch. If it's on your computer, it may not catch a hidden Horcrux, as they called in the other video about having a server on there. But that's one of the reasons why it's important to be safe online. Is that without security, without common sense safety, as much as it might be wonderful to have big meetings, it opens up the doorway to any number of different types of hackers. I do know white hat hackers, I know some blue hat hackers, and I know some 0-day hackers, exploit hackers, and they're there to help protect the companies, the ones I know. And that's the thing that's important, is if we are going to have anything online, our safety must come first. Virtual meetings that are published publicly are a danger, because as this showed, as the other one showed, code can be added. And the code can be added because they can see the code of anything by simply clicking on the piece of information on the browser. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse of it by sharing my screen again. The one that has the hacker video. I'll move that over there. You see these three dots here? You click on that, you go down to more tools. Then you go over to developer tools. Now, let's see. Okay, it opened up. What you're about to see is script from the website. You can get the script of what you're looking at on the screen simply by using your browser. And that's why it is important to know that security measures matter. The next video will be one that might be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, depending on how it goes out, but it goes through some things that have been experienced by actual individuals. And it comes out of Texas, and it's a security video. So I appreciate you coming. I hope you enjoyed this one. This video, it went a little bit longer. It's at 32 minutes. So hopefully you listen to the whole thing.